Stop doing that. Hi guys, bear with me a second. I'm trying to move this. I'm a couple minutes early. I'm gonna have to be on a. I'm kind of on a time crunch today because I've got an appointment at 5:30, and I know it's only, but I have things I've got to do in between the live and leaving for the appointment. So let's get this open up so I can see if anybody's joined. I think everybody's got something they got to do today. But we're going to make our craft roulette card. Okay. So we're going to make our craft roulette card today, and I forgot to write the parameters down. Let's write them down real quick. Let's get us a scrap paper and do that. So our parameters are project is a square card. Colors are butterflies. Butterflies. Element. Oh, I forgot this element when I was setting everything up. It's cloud. I forgot about this one when I was getting everything out. Clouds. Good morning, Denise. And random. Tide. And I'm not remembering. Oh, you could have left it. I thought it was funny. Good morning. So I have a picture over here on the phone over here that I took of elements, so I didn't have to worry about trusting my memory. But anyway, so today's project is a square card. Colors are butterflies, which, guys, butterflies come in all colors, but mostly like yellow, black, blue, and black. Element is clouds. I forgot about that one. You do a screenshot too. That's the easiest way. It's like, my memory stinks. And then random is tide. And I forgot about that also. I forgot about tide. Oh, I'm like, the project I have. I don't know how, I know how I can get clouds in it, but I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to get tide. Oh, I know what I can do. All right, so I'm going to play around. You inspired me yesterday when you were asking me about watercoloring, and I had all the watercolor stuff out, so I'm just going to watercolor today. I'm going to use this flower from the Perfect Gift set from Altenew. So I've already got my stamp ready to roll here. And then we're going to make a 5x5 card. So this is 5x5. Oh, sweet. You made a watercolor card with your Cricut this morning? Awesome. And then this is the stencil to color this, but we're going to watercolor it, so I'm probably not going to use this stencil. And this is, they have the embossing folder, so you can emboss it up. And I think we'll do that before we stamp, or maybe we should stamp it first. I think we stamp it first and then put it in the embossing. Let's try that. Let's do that. Let's just get this ball rolling. All right, let me get my misting. Let me get my mini misty out. That in there. We'll put put that right there. Why does it look like I got hair on my stamp? My hair's falling out. My crazy hair's everywhere. Alright. I want this hanging off, though. I don't know how I'm going to... I'll line it up when I... And I'm going to have that hanging off the thing because I want to fit... I'm going to use a different stamp set for the sentiment. And I'm going to use this U. And what was the other one I wanted? Oh, are enough. So I'm going to put you are enough on here. Morning, Mona. How are you today? So we're going to have you right there. And then let's lay it out first so I can see where this flower needs to go. So let me take the word you. We can stamp it at the same time too, since I'm not going to emboss it. So you, and then we'll have are enough. Right there. You are enough. Here's my pencil so I can align these. Ramona, Bone Tired Traveler's name is Denise. Her name is Denise. So I'm going to assume that's about right there. So then I can get more of my flower on here now. Get more of my flower there. There we go. We'll just stick our magnet right here. Up. And that when I did that, it tilted my stamp. It unaligned my stamp. Alright, so we're going to do that. Oh, you need to make your craft roulette card too? Yeah, I love Amanda too. Amanda's awesome. I love her lights. The Pear Blossom Press lights. So those that don't know, when Mona says that she loves Amanda, she was talking about Amanda from Pear Blossom Press. Alright, I'm going to, because I'm going to be watercoloring, I'm going to use the, they're not in business anymore. They sold out. They went out of business, and they, Stampin' Up! bought them out. But I'm going to use my Close to My Heart Intense Black. It's a solvent-based permanent ink. And that way, my ink... Good morning, Gloria. That way, my ink won't smear and smudge and all that stuff when I'm watercoloring. It'll stay. See? Like this one here I was practicing on last night. See, the ink stays... Okay, I gotta readjust my camera. I don't like the way it's looking. It's like you guys are not seeing straight or something. Let's see what that looks like. It's at a weird angle. It's like you're like tilted like that, but I don't want you tilted. Let me bring you up higher too and see if that doesn't help. Let's bring it back. You two be quiet. And then let's bring it up. And see how that is. How's that? I think that's better. I mean, I'm not as zoomed in, but it doesn't look as weird. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to use the Intense Black, and I'm going to stamp this out. Stamp it out. to stamp it more than one time. And, oh no, did I do it on the wrong side of the paper? I did it on the wrong side of the paper, guys. Hold on, we gotta do this over. So I was accidentally, this is Tim Holtz Distress Cut Watercolor cardstock. And I accidentally did it on the textured side. I don't want it on the textured side. I want it on the smooth side. So, let's try this again. Let's turn it over to the smooth side. Let's put our magnet back. Let's try this again. Try it again, Linda. Play it again, Sam. Play it again. Let's try it again. I always forget about this thing. Let's see if that'll help. See if I have better luck stamping this flower today than I did yesterday. That looks good, but the U is not completely filled in, so let's do this again. It's so pretty, isn't it? I'm not a big flower person, but I do like these Altenew flowers. I do like the Altenew flowers, and I love that they come with the coloring stencils and the embossing folders that you can emboss the image you've stamped. So, and they come with the dies, so if you'd rather just die cut it out, you can do that. But we're going to do the embossing on it. And I don't remember if the embossing folder is 3D. I don't think I have the... How's everybody doing today? What's everybody's weather like? It's actually not so bad today here. I'm hoping it stays that way. It's like we had a little cool front come in. It's not a cold front, but a cool front, which makes it easier and more bearable. It's like I'm not having a heat stroke at the moment. That's that A. Let's see if we can get that A down better. There we go. All right, that's good enough. Gorgeous there. Dwayne has already mowed the yard today. You think it's going to be 90 today? Yeah, if we get to 90, then I'll be sweating. I don't really know what my weather is going to be today. All right, I'm going to set this aside in case I need to stamp it again. I'm going to leave it right where it is. Okay. Set that to the side over here. Try to keep everything kind of compiled right there. So, all right, now I'm going to get the embossing folder. I'm trying to remember. I don't remember. I think this is a 3D. See how this is thick right there? And that side's not thick, but that side is. And usually when they're thicker like that, they're 3D. Usually the skinnier ones are not. That's how I usually can tell when they're 3D. This is definitely a 3D side. Nice. All right, so I'm going to take this. And I'm going to look at it from this way. And I'm just going to line my flower right up with the outline on the embossing folder. I'm going to go, okay. So I need to turn it at an angle, bring it down. It's hard to see them lines, but I think that's pretty good. Oh, don't move. Don't move. Now close it, and please don't move. There we go. And now we're going to emboss it. So I got to take off my... If this is a 3D embossing folder, then my sandwich will be correct when I do it like this. So all I'm doing is I use a Sizzix. So it's just a regular platform, your embossing folder with your paper in it, and then, oh, and I should have sprayed the back of it. Dadgummit. Let's see if we can do that without unaligning it. We're not going to do it. You're supposed to spritz your water. You're supposed to spritz the paper to help it take shape, but we're not going to do that today because I didn't do it and I don't feel like playing around with this lining up again. But all right. No, Linda, not the magic mat. My brain processing yesterday wasn't working that good, and today it's not working that great. All right, let's see. Let's see how this works. Might have to add that shim. Let's see how it did. Didn't do. It didn't do, so now I'm gonna, let's go ahead and spritz it because it didn't, and I have to line it up again. So I'm gonna do the back side of it, just to get the papers. I think I'm also gonna spritz the front, just a light spritz though. There we go. Because this is a thicker cardstock. My ink should not move, even though I put water on it. So let's line it back up again. Well, there's a technique I want to use for the watercoloring that is going to require the embossing. All right, so for the Altenew ones like this, I actually have to have my platform thingy, my adapter. It's the Big Shot Plus Adapter A. I actually have to have that on there, because it's not going to work without it. It needed the adapter. It needed the adapter. All right, now let's do it. It should work this time. Plus, I spritzed my paper, so it should work this time. If there's not enough pressure, then your embossing folder, it won't leave the impression you're trying to get. All right, let's check it out this time. Yes, this time it did it. All right, so there we go. So now we've got the impression that we want. And now we're going to watercolor. And there's a reason that I wanted those. And now my brain doesn't want to remember why. All right, so here's my watercolor. There's ridges and things in here that my color will like settle. And yeah, I should not have stamped it. I should have just embossed it. And then I should colored it, but I didn't do it that way. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to get my watercolors, I'm going to get my spritzer bottle, and I'm going to wet my watercolors. I have to figure out clouds, and I have to figure out tide to fit into this card. Hi, Nima. How are you? Alright, what did I do with my brush, my pink brush? Alright, so make sure you have something you can dab your water off of, because you don't want to make big blobs of water on your cardstock, on your... So. And when you're watercoloring, the best way to get the best pigment for your watercolor is to wet your watercolors themselves and let that water soak in for a second or two, because that's going to get your pigments going better. So, and then make sure you have water to rinse your brush off with and all that other good stuff. So I'm going to wet my brush. I got a bottle of water sitting over here. I'm going to stick my brush in it, get my brush good and wet, and then I'm going to tap it off on my, and then let's do this one purple, which that's not the color. It's called Soft Lilac. Let's use Soft Lilac. And I'm just using Prima Marketing Vintage Pastels because I really like it. So I'm just going to load my brush, and I'm going to come right here into the crevices, and I'm going to put my main dark color down into those crevices because that's where the shadows are supposed to be. Right? If I go outside the line, it's okay. We're homemade, not Hallmark here. And my paper is a little damp because I spritzed it before I embossed it. I'm just going to come in here. Just add some color. right along the edges also, where I would think it's going to be darker. These are such beautiful stamps, and I love, like I said, I love that they have the embossing, and I love that they have the stencils to color with if you want to do that. I'm not using the stencil today though. Alright, now I'm just going to come along the edges here. Wherever I think there's a shadow is where I'm putting my main color down. So like I think there should be a shadow right there. And then this leaf coming out, I think there should be shadow right here. Right along the edge here. How are you doing today, Nima? I'm just going to bring this in here because I think that should be a shadow. There's a song by Neil Diamond called Shiloh. I think Shiloh is his imaginary friend, but there's another song out there about somebody's about shadow, and I don't remember the words of it now, but so I'm putting all my pigment down where I want it the darkest. Kind of like when you color with markers. Watercolor can be free flowing, or you can control it if you practice and stuff. So, alright, let's... Oh, did you really use watercolor also, Nima? That's cool. You finished it last night? Awesome. You should go to my Facebook group. Join my Facebook group, Linda Tillman Craft Along. There's two of them. The one that's active has a blue background and a image of a lady, with a pencil thing, I think. I don't remember it, but it's Linda Tillman Craft Along. If you go to Linda Tillman Creates on Facebook, it'll have a spot on there that says join the group. You should join us. There's only a couple of us in there. Okay, so I've got like water dripping. See how that dropped off? I don't want it dropping off on my paper. So I'm tapping it off. And I'm just going to come in and I'm going to start pulling my color out. I'm just gonna, and I got a lot of water on here, so it's like... I'm just going to start dragging that color out. And try to stay on the embossed side of things. And this is why I use the intense black that I used, because I don't want my ink smearing or anything. So you need to use a non-water based ink. So like a lot of the dye inks that we have out there, they're used, you can watercolor with the colored ones. So the black, when you use water with it, will just like smudge pretty bad. So, and I am not in no means somebody who has a lot of experience with this, but I love doing it. It's so relaxing, and in my opinion, it's easier. Oh, thank you so much. It's easier on the hands than coloring, even though it's still, when you got carpal tunnel and you got arthritis and you got all them other issues. Let's just bring the color out. In the center here. So you can come in here. And when you add color down, if you add more, the more water you add, the lighter your stuff, because water will remove the color if you need to. So you can, like if you have a paper towel and you want to daub something off because you made a mistake, you can just daub it off. Now I've kind of colored, lost the darkness on that. that's okay. We're not really worried about the blackness of it. We just want... Now I'm picking up more color, and I'm coming back into this little crevice here because I want the darker color there, stemming from there. Pick up some more water. Hola, Ann. How you doing today? Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Craft Roulette Saturday. That's what I call Saturdays. Craft Roulette Saturday. Because it's my Craft Roulette card making day. It's the day that I sit down and do all this. Today, I really should be paying attention to the time because I have, don't overweight your paper because it'll pill. See right here, I put too much water and my paper's wanting to pill. So I'm getting little tiny balls of paper there now. I want that darker though. So I'll come in and pick up some more color. And just add some more color right here. And then work it out. Some more color. I'm good. I woke up breathing. I'm not complaining. I woke up this morning. God decided I should have another day, so I'm happy. I don't usually do this on my lives because it's like very much a blessing. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. Absolutely. To be blessed with another day is definitely a blessing. There's an edge right here. Right here. So I'm going to try to get in that edge and make it darker. There we go. It's such a pretty color. Such a pretty flower. I hope I can do it justice here. There we go. Now I'm going to clean off my brush. Absolutely. Water. I don't want it too wet, so bring that color out. Dry my brush a little because I think it's a little too wet. Don't want to lose my shadowing if I can help it, but I want to bring that up and out. I want the flower purple, a pretty purple flower. Alright, then we're going to move on to the leaves. I'm going to let the flower dry a little, and if I want to do any more shading or anything, I'll go back. Like this right here should be darker because it's closer to the inside of the flower. Up here should be lighter because it's further away from the inside of the flower. Right now, I use all kinds of brands, but right now I'm using the Prima Marketing Vintage Pastels. Alright, and now to keep with the theme, I'm going to go with a light green, which is sage. Which is right here, see? So I'm using the sage. This is a very light green. I may end up going in with a darker green somewhere along the line, if I don't, but I might not. We might just keep it, try to keep it in the theme of things here. because we lined everything up, if we really wanted to go back and stamp again and take the time to line things up, once everything's dry, you could go back in and re-stamp. I may end up coming in with a different, they are pretty colors, aren't they? I love the vintagey, soft pastel type colors. But I think I need a different green. This green is not really setting with me. I mean, it goes with the light purple, but I still want like some green in here. This is not really green to me. You see, I put a lot right there, so I can take some of that like that and just move it over here. Pick it up off of there. Bring it over here. I really kind of want the leaves to be a little brighter. Although this is very pretty, it is a sage, yeah. My brain says, make it brighter! But I think I'm gonna just stick with the way it's turning out. I'm just gonna add it more like that. There we go. Just pick up a little bit more here. Right along the veins there, just put a little bit darker. Okay. And then I'm going to go in the middle. Is that almost the color you're painting the living room? Cool. Be nice and mellow feelings in that room. Alright, and in the center, it's goldish color, so I have a golden glow on here. So I'm just going to pick that up. And I think it's a little too much on this, so I'm just going to wipe it off on my palette thing. And I'm going to come in here and just dab it in there. Dab, 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 dab. Oh, don't want to lose all the black. I just wanted to do a little dab. And if I wanted to soften it up, I would just go in with water. Just to soften it up a little. And then, if you have a paper towel, you can take a paper towel and lift it off, see? See how it just lifted the color right back off with the... But now I don't have... Alright, there we go. So, I'm also going... These little lines right here, I'm just going to color them the gold color too. Here and just color these gold. And because we spritzed the paper earlier, the color's kind of just going on nice and smooth. So our little frame right there like that, right? And then we got a frame right here. Now it kind of looks like the frame kind of looks unfinished. Okay, that's not very dark. Let's get that darker. Let's make, there we go. That's darker. That way you can really see it poking out there. Okay, so we're going to let this dry for a second. Close our watercolors for a second. And we're going to get our embossing folder again. And we're going to get we got to remember how the flower lined up in the embossing folder. Because I want to emboss I want everything to follow through on the... Actually, not on this one. On this one. So we're just going to take this and we're going to line it up so it's like in the middle. Oh, I put ink on there. Oh. I'm going to take this, I'm going to line it up to where I think it's the middle, because I want the flower in the middle of the squirt card. There. And we're going to send that through. We're going to emboss that now. So what are y'all making today? If you've already done your craft roulette card, are you doing any other crafting today? Are you going anywhere? Enjoying the weather where you're at? Staying in from the weather? It's just so pretty, isn't it? Isn't that gorgeous? See how we did that without stamping it? We could actually just paint that now. Okay, we gotta do clouds too. Dadgummit, Linda, you forgot the clouds. It's like, I don't want to put clouds on my card. But we need to add some clouds. But so see, if I take this, right? Oh no, it's not gonna, it won't look right. It won't look right, guys. I was trying to tie that in, but I would have to actually line it up like that, and then it would off-center this piece. So that ain't gonna work. But this is gonna cover that, and then we'll just have some leaves poking out. We'll just have some leaves poking out. And that'll go like that. And we'll do some clouds on this. Crafting in real time, guys. Oh, nice. You're working on a watercolor painting for an exhibit in July. Oh, that's awesome. See, I'm not fancy like that. I'm not good enough like that. All right, I'm going to spritz my paper. And then I'm just going to put some blue around on my card. Like a, clouds. What I think clouds would be. I'm just going to dab my watercolor all over the paper. Let's clean our brush. Let's get the... Right, a cloudy background. That's kind of what my brain is thinking. I don't know if I'm able to. All right, so I'm going to get this. Where'd my color card go? There it is. So I'm going to get this. I think it's periwinkle is the color. Or breezy. I don't know what color this blue is, but I'm going to use this blue right here. And I need more water in there. I need more water. It's soaked in good so I can pick up the color good. But I think clouds. And I did the textured side again. I'm going to put some puddle of water there because I want to do something. If you just touch the tip of your pen into puddles of water, the water should disperse, but I used the wrong side. So I'm over wetting my paper now. Anybody who watercolors knows I'm doing that. Just dabbing some color. Not trying to control the color as much. I might just turn this over. flatten it out and do the other side. We'll see. Because it's got to look like a cloud. They got to look like clouds, but I don't think they're going to look like clouds. I think they're just going to look like, who done it and run, Linda? Who done it and run, Linda? Oh, the clouds have got me all thrown. I may have to start over. I should pull out a cloud stencil is what I should do. I mean, clouds are not like perfect little, they're all different shapes. You guys ever like looked up in the clouds and paid attention to them? They're like, there's no set shape to clouds. You know, we all like to give them those rounded edges and stuff. In reality, they just don't. They're just not. Sometimes they look like a bunch of different little islands in the sky, and the the blue part of the sky kind of looks like the water with the islands. That's what that makes me think of. I don't think I like this. Let's see what we got. Do I like that? I don't like that. The gold I don't like. I may have to just start this all over, guys. I know what we'll do. We're just going to make this whole background blue. We can come in and make it all blue. Doesn't have to be perfect. We've started over, guys. We've started over. Make this all blue. I don't like what I have on here, so we're just going to make it all blue. I'm just going to tell him it's a cloudy background. Let's get the water mixed up with it. Move those colors around, get it all. And be careful when you're spraying the things that you have 3D'd because it will squish them down. And that kind of looks like a cloudy background, right? Yeah, that looks cloudy to me. We'll save that other one, that other flower and that other stamping thing. We'll save that for something else. Because I didn't line this up and think of it right. So we're basically starting over. You agree? Cool. Looks cloudy to me. So now without lines, I'm going to come in and I'm going to do this quickly because, like I said, I'm kind of on a time crunch today. Oops, I didn't mean to go outside the line there. I gotta remember that that's a leaf, not a flower. That's a leaf. And that's a leaf. This flower is going to have purple tips on it. I think I'm losing my flower. I think I'm losing the flower, guys. The dimensions from all the water. You can see it better when it's stamped. So we have to stick this into the stamping thing and just stamp it. This is one of them processes that take a little while. I mean, they might show up better once it dries, but I think we're going to have to stamp it. It'll look pretty when we get done. I'm going to make sure it's pretty when I get done. Or start over. Alright, let me get some gold. Just do these things in gold. I want it darker gold, though. I want the color darker. And I want darker green for those leaves than I did for those leaves. So I'm going to cheat, and I'm going to come in here with this marker. It's a watercolor brush marker by Colorista. I'm just going to come in here and do my lines. Oh, that's part of the flower. That's part of the flower, Linda. I'm out of paper towels. Otherwise, I would be dabbing off on a paper towel. All my colors. There we go. I love these watercolor brush markers. Love them. Rinse my brush real good. Oh, wait. Wait. Just to separate the flour. Tapped it off. Now I'm going to bring the green out. Remember, when you use watercolor, the more water you put on something, the more color you'll pick up. So I want to get this, I don't want, like, boom, there's a green line there. I just want it to look like a shadow. But I like that green better than I like the sage green. And it's just me. My fingers are going numb, y'all. My fingers are trying to go numb. There we go. Look at this leaf right there. Hi, Lisa. How are you doing? All right, I'm going to hit this with my heat gun. I'm going to get my Misty out. Oh, you're on lunch? You're working today, too? And now I'm going to have to move the stamp because I'm using a different sheet of paper with it. I have to use my big Misty because this one doesn't fit in the mini Misty because it's a 5x5 card. And this, it should fit. That should fit, Linda. Should go. Nope, see, it hangs over into here. And I don't want the hinges on it. So let's get out the big Misty. And you guys can make this smaller, like 4x4 if you're going to do a square card. It doesn't have to be 6x6 or 5. It can be whatever size you want. You just got to remember, you're going to have to figure out how to do your envelopes. All right. Now we got to... Let's find that other magnet. I have officially lost both of the magnets that came with the magnet board, guys. Let's pull out the magnet from our mini Misty so that we have like this holding it down for us. And then let's wipe off this flour before we lay it on so there's no ink going on there until we're ready, until we're lined up. So, and we're going to stamp it. And then we're going to use, remember, I'm probably not going to go in with any more water on here, but just to be on the safe side, I'm going to use my intense black ink. I really need to use my flower things more so that my brain can get more accustomed to doing things with flowers. I don't really do a whole lot of flower stuff. Alright, let's stamp that. And we're not going to do CPR because we don't want to squish out our anything more than we already have, so we're just going to do this. And if we have to do it a couple times, then we will. And we will. We'll have to do it a couple times. We may have to press it down better. And, remember, I embossed this first. Remember, this one, I stamped first and then embossed. I'm probably going to squish down my design. I may have to run it through the embossing folder again, too. Sometimes I show you how to do it. Sometimes I show you what not to do. Is my paper just not dry enough? Is that why it's not? There we go. We're getting it better now. Let's do it one more time, because I want a little bit more ink in here. And it's a little off, but it's okay. I'm not worried about it being a little off. Let's do CPR. I wasn't going to because I didn't want to push my designs down, but we're going to do the CPR, guys. There we go. That's better. That's better. And we're going to put this back with the stamps that it goes with. Then we'll clean it off later. So that's the flower from A Perfect Gift. So is the embossing folder. This one goes in my mini Misty. And then we need the sentiment that I wanted in here. While I have it in here, I might as well do that. Put "You are enough." Completely changed course in what we were doing. I'm not a square card maker either, so I'm usually an A2 card maker. Sometimes I do different sizes when I'm doing pop-ups or box cards and stuff like that, but usually A2 is my go-to. There we go. That's good enough for me because it's "You Are Enough." We got to color the frame. We can't leave the frame white. Come over here and get my stamps that these belong to, so I don't end up with them out running around like my picket fence ones I have sitting out there. You can always clean them later, but they'll be where they belong at least. Alright. These will stick together too if you do these. Be careful, because they'll just, see, the magnets in them will just stick them all together. Alright, we have to do the Dumaflachi, and we're going to do that gold. Brain work. Gold, Linda. Gold. So let's get our gold back out. Now we have stencils. If we wanted to, we could do stenciling, but I'm not stenciling today. I'm doing all this watercolor stuff today. Alright, so I wet my brush, right? And I'm going to wet this area, because I know it's dry from me running the heat tool over it. So that way when I go over it with the gold will take better. I don't want to dry brush it. And that way the color will just go on smoother and easier. So I've got the cloudy background. Pink and the black are butterfly colors. And if you think about the flowers and things that butterflies land on, we should add a butterfly to it too. That's what we should do. I'm pretty sure I have a butterfly somewhere. I gotta look at a butterfly sticker thing somewhere. Alright, so I'm just gonna come straight in with the gold because I want it nice and dark. So I'm just going straight from the palette to the card. That way I've got more pigment down. This would be a good encouragement card for somebody if you feel like they need encouraging. If you're using a water brush and you feel like you don't have enough control, take the water out of your water brush, get you a cup of water, and then you can control your water better that way. Just a little tip. Sometimes in water brushes, the water will just like leak out of it. You'll over prime it or something, and then see, I just did. Like I said, you don't want to over wet your paper if you can help it, because you will get pilling. Nice soft colors. The green is like pow in your face, Linda. No, I still like it. I like the green pop like that. That's a square card. Now we gotta figure out how to make it so that we have tide, because the elements was a square card, which we have the panel for a square card. And then it was the colors were butterfly. So gold, blues, pinks, those are all colors on butterflies. I think there's even some green on some butterflies. And black, there's always black, which that black didn't stamp that great. Hold on, Trixie, Mommy's almost done. My poor little Shih Tzu's like, Mommy. So I'm gonna come in it with my black marker. And just, because it just didn't stamp right for me. This is when I wish I had my fine tip marker. Alright, I'm not going to do that to the rest of it. I just messed my Y up. Anyway, we got a square card, butterfly colors, clouds, and then tide. The random is tide. So we need somehow, some way tide. So I'm going to get me some thread and let's see what it'll look like with a little tide bow on it. not thread, but twine stuff, like baker's twine. I have some that is like white with gold specks, if I can find it. If I can find it. Slow down, you'll find it once you slow down. Whenever I try to find things and I'm like just trying to speedily do it, I end up not right. There's the black and white, but I don't want black and white. I know I have a white with gold specks. So here's the black and white. I don't really want black and white. Aha! Here's the color I'm looking for. You gotta look better with it. Hey Scott, how you doing? Happy Saturday. There's a show on Friday night, Scott, called Craft Roulette. It's a card making show. And on Saturdays, on my channel, we make our Craft Roulette card because you make them and you do submissions and stuff. They give you a bunch of parameters, and that's what we're doing. So, alright, I'm going to take this and I'm going to cut this off. I'm going to make a little bow. So that'll be me tying it. That'll be me tying something. See, it doesn't look right to me with this going across it. But what if I put the little bow? I don't know. Let's make a bow and find out. And Denise woke up. Scott's in the house. Melissa's in a class today. I don't know where Hawaii is. And Danny's at a wedding in Chicago. So, our usual crew is a little on the quiet side today. Okay, Linda, you know how to tie a shoe. Come on. You know how to make a bow. I'm from the school of tying. Yeah, I was thinking about putting it somewhere. It's not really a wreath. It's more of a frame, but I was going to put it somewhere. I'll put it somewhere. I know how to tie a shoe, so I should be able to. There we go. I mean, I'm from old school where we didn't have Velcro. We had to know how to tie our shoes. Oh, really? The wedding was last night? Her feet were sore this morning? That's funny. All right, there we go. And then we'll just trim that off. Right about there. We'll say that's good enough. I don't like it. I don't like it. It's too big. We have to make it smaller. That's one of the things about it is I have a hard time with some of these things that other crafters, they add bows and everything too, but I'm like, I'm not a bow person. I'm not a flower person. It's like, give me some wildlife critters. You know, give me the bears, the fox, the penguins. Those are the ones that I work with the best. So put a little bow like that. What do y'all think? Let me wait a second and see it on camera. See what I think. Oh, cool, you're working on... It's okay, you don't have to apologize for being quiet. I kind of want you to work along at the same time. I was just explaining to Scott, because last time he came in here, we were all like, blah, 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 blah. And today we're like, just chill and mellow. I went in and watched some of that match last night, the matching thing last night, Scott. That was a funny show. But that comes on when our Craft Roulette show comes on. Okay. I think we're going to put it there. And we're just going to be like okay with it. So let's get some glue. Glue, 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 glue. And let's put some glue right here. And let's stick our bow right there. I mean, it kind of looks weird to me, but we're just going to make it work. We're just going to say that that fits. Uh-oh. Just let that sit. It's going to have to sit a second for that glue to grasp the paper and the fabric. But it will. The art glitter glue will hold it on. I'm getting hungry, guys. It's time for lunch. And I have to transfer my laundry, too. I have that doctor's appointment today. And hopefully something can get taken care of with this doctor's appointment. So there we go. And then I have to put it on the back, on a card base. Which I would probably trim it down. Because I really think it needs like a shiny gold border or something. I don't know. But that's what we got today, guys. So we painted, watercolored this. Because originally my plan was to do this on this gold like this. And then over a card like that. See? Two different card styles. But I wasn't happy with that. Because I wanted to line this thing up underneath here with it. And now I just got that sticking out. So that doesn't look right. So that's what we got. Thank you, Anne. So that's where we're at. And I just might, like I said, I just might trim it. I don't know yet, but trim it. And when I put it on the card, just see how this edge here and this edge here, it just gives it a little bit more, I don't know, what's the word? Elegance? I don't know. So if I make it like a shiny, you know, and then a little bit of white. So I'll end up having to turn my 5x5 into a 6x6 if I do that. And so if you want to make a 6x6 base, you're going to need 12x12 paper. That's why I went with the 5x5. Because I was just using the 8.5 by 11. Because the card base, you would cut it down to 10 by 5.5 by 5. And then you would score it at 5, and when you fold it over, you'd have a 5x5 square. That's why I went with 5x5, because you can use the 8.5 by 11. Anything bigger than the 5x5, you're going to have to, well, if you use an 8.5 by 11 paper, you could do it 5.5 by 5.5. Because technically 5.5 and a 5.5 make 11. So, alright, I'm going to quit with all the numbers because I'm just confusing myself now. And I'm going to go switch my laundry and get myself ready for my doctor's appointment. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed watercoloring with me today. And I can't wait to see your cards at Craft Roulette on the gallery. And if you want to share them in my group, thank you, Scott. You have a great day also. If you want to share them in my group, the link is in my description. Should be in my description. Linda Toman Craft Along. And don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Thank you, Denise. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Maybe share it out. Let other people know if they want to make cards and just come hang out and craft and chat and all that good stuff. That I'm here every day at 1 p.m. Eastern. Alright, guys. Have a great day. So long, farewell, la 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 la.